I'm Killingsworth, and I am the Director of International Recruiting and Relations at Vanderbilt Owen Graduate School of Management. So I appreciate you attending this session, and I would love to have you learn a little bit more about our MBA program. So if you only remember one thing about today's presentation, I want it to be that we provide a world-class education on a very personalized scale. This is somewhere where the professors are going to know you by name. We have a relatively small class of anywhere from about 170 to 180 students, which we find is a really good number for allowing the students to get to know each other and for all of the professors and staff to get to know the students very, very well. So you're not just a number here. You're somebody that the faculty really get to know, and they have an open door policy where you are invited to stop in their office and talk to them about anything. So that's what I want your main takeaway to be, that this is a very personalized experience, whether it's working with your individual recruiting manager, such as myself or my colleagues, or with your individual career management coach to help you in your career search, or through the personalized coaches that you will work with through the leadership development program. So remember that very personalized experience here at Vanderbilt Owen. So a little bit about Vanderbilt. Vanderbilt is a private research institution started in the 1800s, and its nickname is the Ivy or the Harvard of the South because of its academic quality. We're located in Nashville, Tennessee, which is also known as Music City, USA. And the MBA program in particular is noted, as I mentioned before, for the personal scale. We have a student to faculty ratio of 7:1. So the faculty really get to know the students. We are known for our socially conscious focus, particularly through our Turner Family Center for Social Ventures, in which you can participate in the Project Pyramid, which is a program that brings together graduate students from all parts of Vanderbilt University. Vanderbilt University is comprised of 10 different schools: medical school, law school, the Owen Graduate School of Management, Peabody School of Education. And the Project Pyramid is an opportunity to bring together graduate students from these different areas to work together on business problems in the developing world to help alleviate poverty. And then over spring break, students will travel together to different places like Guatemala, Nepal, Kenya, to work on different projects. So we're very socially conscious. Another very interesting program that deals with local issues is our Board Fellows program, which also falls under the umbrella of a Turner Family Center for Social Ventures, in which students are made temporary board members, in which they're able to work on projects of local NGOs. Here are some of our ranking highlights that you can see here. I'm not going to read them all, but I'll let you see them here. Sorry, this is running a little bit low. We are located in Nashville, Tennessee, which is rather centrally located. Whoops, my map just disappeared. We're located in the southeast part of the state, within an easy 2-hour flight of all of the cities on the East Coast, as well as Miami, Chicago, Houston, Dallas, so very easy hub city. So a lot of our students who, for example, want to do any of their banking interviews in New York find it's a very easy 2-hour flight to get there. Nashville has been named by Google as one of its hubs for, one out of 9 hubs for entrepreneurship in tech. We also have the Amazon Center for Excellence is moving here. So that's going to create over 5,000 jobs that are paying $150,000 or more. So our students are very, very excited about that. So great job market. This is one of the fastest growing cities in the US, and it's also the hub of healthcare providers. I believe that about 75% of hospital beds in the US are managed by companies based here in Nashville. I mentioned before, our nickname is Music City USA, and we are known for country music, but there's all types of music, many of it offered every night of the week and some of it free. So wonderful, very vibrant city, incredible restaurant scene as well. We were named by Travel and Leisure magazine as the friendliest place in the United States. And it's a wonderful, wonderful place that students love to spend. It's considered a mid-sized city, so not too big, about 1.9 million. So very easy to get around. Students don't necessarily have to have a car. Many students live very close to campus in apartments that are about a 5-minute walk from campus. And I have to tell you that Taylor Swift is often one of the students' neighbors. She's got a penthouse right near Vanderbilt. So if you come to Vanderbilt, I can't guarantee that you're going to see Taylor Swift, but she does live right nearby. I mentioned that Amazon is going to be moving its Center for Excellence in Operations to Nashville. And we have many other headquarters. Oracle is moving its headquarters here. Nissan has its North America headquarters here. Alliance Bernstein just moved from New York to Nashville. So a lot of top companies are here in Nashville or moving to Nashville. And as I mentioned, it's also the healthcare hub of the United States. One of our bylines is that we are competitive, not cutthroat. So the students are very, very competitive with themselves, making sure that they are bringing them best selves to the table. And often I will see students who are applying for the same job, interviewing for the same job, help each other, even though there only may be one position. So it's absolutely amazing how helpful students are in this very collaborative environment, because it is competitive but not cutthroat. World-class faculty, I'll let you read about them on our website. An incredible alumni network all over the world, over 10,000 alums. This is the profile of this year's first year class. We don't yet have it for the new incoming class because we're still crafting our class. But you can see here, 182 students. We're aiming for 175 this year. Average age is 28. We have students in the 20 to 40-year range, about 32% women, about a quarter are partnered or married. International students, about 13%. It would be a little bit higher this year. And the average number of years of work experience is 5.2 years. And then you can see here, the GMAT median and TOEFL average. About 40% of our students come with an undergraduate degree in business or economics. And next would be engineering, followed by social sciences. So we're really looking for a diverse mix of students. We're not looking for students just with a business background. We have students who are or who were professional athletes, actors, dancers, all types of backgrounds. So again, we're not just looking for people who are coming from business. Let me just stop right here to see if there are any questions yet before I move on. I know it's a lot of information to cover.
Okay,
No
we right now don't have any questions. I have to say that we had some technical difficulties, so Kim cannot read the questions, but feel free to ask them, and we'll be stopping every now and then to answer questions. So write them on the Q&A, please.
Great, thank you, Cecilia. As I mentioned, over 10,000 MBA alumni around the world. We are dedicated to equity, diversity, and inclusion. We have a whole board of students, faculty, and staff that works on this issue to make sure that we are putting our best foot forward when it comes to the diversity space. We do things a little bit differently academically here. We have what's called a mod system. So we divide semesters into 2 mods. That means that classes are only 7 weeks long and that you are able to start your electives much earlier. In some MBA programs, you start your electives in the 2nd year. Here, you start them in the 1st year, starting with mod 2. So the 2nd half of the 1st semester, you're taking your 1st elective. Then after the winter break, you take 2 more electives at the beginning of mod 3, and then you take 3 more electives at the end of the 1st year. That means by the time you go to your summer internship here, you've already developed an expertise in an area because you've taken 6 electives. So it really gives you the leg up compared to interns from other schools that may be at your internship workplace. So it's helping to broaden your breadth as well as helping you to dive a little bit deeper into your area of focus. We offer all of these concentrations. Everybody must take 1 concentration, but you can blend 2 or 3. So the maximum number that you could take would be 3. So you can also do specializations or emphases. Specializations are typically a deeper dive within a concentration. So for example, let's say you do finance. Well, you could do a specialization in either investment management or corporate finance. You could do marketing with a specialization in brand management, but you don't have to take a specialization. It's just a way to take more credits to dive a little bit deeper in a specific area. And then an emphasis applies to the whole program. So entrepreneurship, where you would access our Center for Entrepreneurship, and international studies, you would do some of the international seminars in other countries or perhaps study abroad, and then sustainability and social impact, usually through our Turner Family Center for Social Ventures that I mentioned previously. 2 of our concentrations are STEM designated, meaning that if you do a concentration in finance or operations and analytics, you are then able to extend your OPT, your optional practical training, your ability to stay and work in the US by 24 months. Normally you would have 12 months that the government gives you. But in this case, if you do a STEM designated concentration, you would have a total of 36 months, which could be very, very handy before you would have to apply for the H-1B work visa. We're all about experiential learning. We have international seminars, such as a consulting course that matches students up with small startups in Israel. And then over spring break, students travel together to Tel Aviv as a group and give their recommendations to these startups as consultants. We have a Doing Business in China seminar where the students travel to different cities in China over spring break. We also, over the fall break, typically we have a program to Latin America led by our Latin Business Association, and past trips have been to Argentina, Colombia, Mexico, so all over. And we also have our career tracks where the Career Management Center coaches travel with students based on a different a focus, such as a tech trek, where over the winter break, they will go to Seattle and they will visit HP and Amazon, 2 of our big employers, and to the Silicon Valley, to places like Airbnb, Uber, Google, and visit with alums there. And it's a great way to learn about a particular industry and to potentially meet potential employers by getting your foot in the door. We have a healthcare MBA because Nashville is the hub of healthcare providers, and Vanderbilt has a renowned medical school. So we have a healthcare MBA, and we also offer a dual degree MD MBA. And as such, we offer a healthcare immersion. And I think that one's really cool because There's a picture of it right here. Students get to fly in the life flight helicopter of Vanderbilt, so going on emergency runs. And then they get to not assist, but attend in the operating room. So very, very interesting. We have a renowned leadership development program. In fact, many candidates apply to Vanderbilt because of this leadership development program. Now, every MBA program is going to teach leadership in some way. We offer a 2-year program as part of the MBA at no additional cost. It's embedded in the MBA and it's optional. The way it works is if you raise your hand and you say you want to do it, we administer what's called the Hogan Assessment, which is a tool that evaluates your strengths and your areas for opportunity as a leader. We then match you up with executive coaches. These are people who have maybe 30 years experience working with Fortune 500 executives. So you can meet as a small group, maybe 3 or 4 students with a coach, or individually. This goes back to that very customized approach that I mentioned at the beginning that I want you to remember, the very personalized touch. So you work with that executive coach to help develop your leadership competencies the whole first year of the program. Second year of the program, you're with the coach and you're also working on crafting your leadership philosophy, which you then could share with potential employers, because it's going to be the philosophy that you live by throughout your career. So really an incredible leadership development program. I encourage you to go to our website and to watch the short video of testimonials of students who have participated in that LDP. A little bit about student life. This is just a sampling of some of the student clubs that we offer. And an MBA is really about being involved. It's not just about the academics and doing well in your classes. It's about networking. It's about getting involved with the other students, with professors. That's how you network. That's how you'll find, what you're looking for as far as your post-MBA job. So I encourage you, no matter what program you're at, to get involved in different clubs. It can really open some doors for you. Any questions at this point? We're going to go into the admissions part now. No questions?
Sorry. Yes, sorry, we have, can you hear me? Yes, we have someone who's asking what's the percentage students from Latin America from the current class or the prior class? What's normally like the percentage of students from Latin America? And if you could talk a little bit more about the concentrations, perhaps we couldn't see the concentrations quite well. So if you can.
Oh, I'm sorry that you couldn't see the concentrations.
So
let me go back.
Talk about a little bit more about the concentrations.
Yeah, I would say the percentage of Latin Americans of the internationals, maybe about a third or a quarter are Latin Americans. So we are definitely looking to expand that. We need more Latin Americans here. And in that number, I am counting those who do not have dual citizenship or have a green card to work in the US. I'm talking about those who have to have permission to work in the US. So we are definitely looking to increase that, which is the whole reason I'm talking to you. So hopefully you'll be one of those who increase that number. Okay, so here are the concentrations. As I mentioned, finance and operations and analytics are the STEM designated concentrations. We're also known for human and organizational performance for those who are working in HR or human capital consulting. Okay, any other questions at this point, Cecilia?
Not regarding that part. We have questions about the spouses. I mean, if you have married couples, and what's the support that you can give to spouses?
That is a great question. I am so glad you asked that. Let me go back here to the class profile. I think it said about 22% of the students are married or partnered. Yeah, it's taking too long to get there. So I'm not going to go back there, but about 22%. And spouses of MBA students are invited to participate in the English Language Center at Vanderbilt. They offer free English conversation classes. So they are invited to participate in that at no charge. And we also invite spouses to join any of the clubs that are not professional clubs. So for example, not the consulting or the finance club, but any of the fun clubs like the culinary club or the wine tasting. They're welcome to join that as spouses of students. We like to get everybody involved in the community. We also have the Owen Partners Association, OPA, which is a social group for families and a great way to get to know the other families at Owen.
Perfect.
So
Thank you, Kim.
Thank you for that question. Okay.
I have two more questions. Are there opportunities for students who plan to engage in renewable energy or oil and gas industry?
Opportunities as far as what?
I mean, if they can take, I'm assuming, I don't really know, like if they can take courses or if they can involve in some activities with other schools that could have a renewable energy or oil and gas.
Yeah, there could be courses that involve that industry. You're welcome to look at the course catalog on our website. But the concentrations are function based. So it would depend on the function that you're looking to do within the industry of oil and gas or renewable resources. But the renewable resources would definitely fall underneath the Turner Family Center for Social Ventures because they deal a lot with the sustainability. So yeah, I would advise looking at that.
Perfect. So can I choose the corporate finance program and the leadership development program? Does that come to an extra cost?
The leadership, thank you for the question. Leadership development program is no additional cost whatsoever. It's an optional program. And if you have any idea the cost of executive coaching, which costs hundreds of dollars an hour, you can appreciate that that's included. We don't charge you extra for the leadership development program. Okay. So in that particular question, the concentration would be finance, the specialization would be corporate finance, and then they would also be doing the leadership development program.
Perfect. Okay.
Any other questions?
Have what percentages of Africans, and we have a couple of employment questions, like what's the employment in by industry, and how many, or what's the percentage of international students that get sponsored to work?
I will get to the Career Management Center section right after this admissions section. And as far as percentage that are African, this year, I believe it was about 1/3 or 1/4 of the total of the internationals. But you have to realize it changes every year. So I don't want to give a number and have that be a hard and fast number that you get in your head. It changes every year. And what's important is we're looking for a wide breadth of students representing different countries. We have over 30 countries represented at the Owen Graduate School of Management across all of our programs. So we're looking for students from different countries.
Perfect. I'll let you continue with your presentation, Kim.
Okay, great. So a little bit about what we're looking for in the application. We have streamlined our application so that rather than having,
Kim?
Yes?
I'm sorry, we're not seeing your presentation.
Okay. Not sure what happened. Can you see it now?
Well, I can see you, and so it's probably only me. someone here, yeah, they're saying that they can see it.
Okay, what I'm showing is the application checklist.
No, I can't.
Claudia, can you see the application checklist? Claudia, who just said you can see? Yes, thank you, Claudia. Okay, so it seems like everybody but you, Cecilia, can see it.
Okay, so as long as they can see it, I'm fine.
Okay, so like I was saying, we have streamlined our application. We no longer have long essays. We have 3 questions with short answers. I believe they're only 150 words maximum. And we accept the GMAT, the GRE, or the EA, the executive assessment, which is a test that you do at home. You will have to provide your transcripts of your undergraduate degree, only 1 letter of recommendation. We've gone from 2 to just 1. Your resume, which we advise to be 1 page if possible. And we also have a video response in the application where we ask you a question that you record. And you'll have the opportunity for 3 different questions. If you don't like the first one, you can say pass, go to the second. If you don't like that one, you can say you'll take the third. And they're nothing to get nervous about. We're just looking to see how well you respond on your feet. And you'll be given 60 seconds to prepare the question and then 90 seconds to deliver it. And then you submit this by the deadline and hope that you are selected for an interview. Interviews this year are online as they were last year. And it's a great way to connect with either staff or current students and to learn more about the program. If you did not do your undergraduate degree in the US, or you have not been working for the past 2 years in the US, then you are required to submit the IELTS, the TOEFL, or the Duolingo. Duolingo is new this year, so that is an option this year. So, and we're looking for a minimum of 100 on the TOEFL, a minimum of 7 total on the IELTS, and in the 120 to 150 band of the Duolingo. These are our application deadlines: October, January, and March, which would be the last one for internationals. If at all possible, I recommend that you try to apply in the first 2 rounds. We have more seats available and more scholarship available in the first 2 rounds. So people often ask me, what's the difference? That's the difference: more scholarship available in these first 2 rounds. And if you're not applying until March 29th and you are admitted, it's then a big rush to try to get your visa on time and to get everything in order. So I recommend to apply earlier if you can. That said, I recommend you apply once all parts of your application are competitive. You don't want to rush to submit an application if you don't have a good application. So that means your test scores, your letter of recommendation, your essay, your short answers. You want to make sure that that's all in order and is competitive. Look at when I say competitive, look at the class profile. How do you stack up to those who were selected to be in our class this year? Scholarship information: anybody who is admitted is automatically reviewed by the admissions committee for scholarship. And scholarships range anywhere from $10,000 to full scholarship. We have the Dean's Scholars, which is a very select group of students. This year, it's about 10 students who are chosen in a leadership capacity. It's full tuition and special VIP events that they get invited to, and different events with the dean. So to be considered for the Dean's Scholarship, you would have to definitely apply no later than round 2. And some of our scholarships, such as Forte, the Reaching Out MBA, which is for LGBTQI candidates, and also the diversity scholarships, those require a small essay, which will be included in the application. As I mentioned, we belong to the Forte Foundation, which is an organization that supports women in MBA programs. And we also award diversity scholarships to people from Latin America and all different regions of the US. So if you are Latin American and you are a woman, I always say you've got it made. You've got a really good chance to have scholarship as long as you present a competitive application. About 70% of our students receive scholarship. These are the different institutions with whom we have partnerships. So if you are Colombian, we have one, O Futuro. If you're Mexican, with FUNED. From Honduras, Ondo Futuro, and Guatemalan, Guate Futuro. And we award automatic scholarships to any recipients of these organizations. So let's say you have won a Cofuturo Beca Préstamo. That means we would automatically give you a minimum of 50% scholarship. So details are on our website. I'm not going to go into it now, but just so you know that we partner with all of those Latin American institutions. Okay, any questions at this point about admissions and the application process?
Yes, Kim, I see that you're going to go to the career management, so I won't ask that question, but there are a couple of questions. One is that if the applicant school in the UK, do they still have to submit an English proficiency exam such as TOEFL, IELTS, or Duolingo? And
No.
if you could give the ranges for the executive assessment and the GMAT and the GRE.
That will be probably posted on our website once we have the incoming class in place. We don't have a big enough sample size yet to be able to put what the median would be. But I would say for the GRE, I don't even want to guess at this point, but you could always ask your recruiting manager. You'll be assigned a recruiting manager, so you could ask them, and hopefully this will be posted on our website if we get a big enough sample.
Okay, thank you, Kim.
Okay, career management services, as I mentioned, incredibly customized and personable. You work with your individual career coach. And because this is a relatively small program of about 170, 180 students, you have very easy access to your career coach. I've heard stories of students in much larger programs, maybe where there are 800 students, where it takes weeks to get an appointment with their career coach. Often I've seen students come in at the end of the day and they're able to get in and see their career coach. Of course, an appointment is preferable, but it has happened where they're able to just walk in and talk to them. And that means that they are there for you. They know you very well. They're able to recommend which national recruiting events to attend, which on-campus recruiting events to attend. They help you with your resume, with your cover letter. We have peer coaches where the second-year students are coaching the first-year students, perhaps because they've done their internship at the same company, or just with mock interviewing or with their resumes. So all different types of services that are available through the Career Management Center. These are our top hiring companies. Typically, Amazon is the #1 hiring company.
It was exactly one of the questions that we've got.
What was the question?
What companies recruited at Vanderbilt?
Here it is. This is just the top hiring companies. If you download our employment report from our website, on the back, it will list over 100 companies that recruit on campus. So I recommend that you take a look at that. Keep in mind that these stats are for the class of 2020 from last year. It's too early for us to tabulate the results for 2021 because we always go with 90 days after graduation. But I can tell you that last year for 2020, by 3 months after graduation, 96% of our students had job offers. For internationals, it was 94%, which is really, really high. And when you're looking at schools, I recommend that you look at or you ask them about their stats for international students, because of course it's going to be different than it is for the whole class. So by industry, largest industries are financial services, tech, and consulting. And then by job function, finance, consulting, general management. Last year could be a little bit different this year. So pay attention to when we post our new employment report.
Okay, Kim.
Uh-huh.
I think we need to start wrapping up because we have
Okay.
another presentation, but I
Okay.
mean, okay.
Great. All right. I'm right at the end anyway. I recommend that you reach out to any of our student fellows on our website. They'd be happy to answer any questions you have about their experience. And they're organized by consulting or healthcare or marketing. So it's very easy to find them. And then also reach out to your recruiting manager, whether that's me or one of my colleagues, and be in contact with them, because this is a very personalized experience.
Yeah, Kim, thank you so much for the presentation. I
Thank you.
want to reiterate what Kim said, that Vanderbilt will offer you a world-class education with a very personalized touch. I've experienced and I've seen that teachers really know you by name, the dedication of the career management center. So I encourage you to look at the program and to engage with Vanderbilt. So
Great.
thank you.
Thank you, everybody, for attending, and look forward to hopefully talking to you at the event. Thank you, Cecilia.
Absolutely. So thank you. So we're moving on. We have another presentation. We're going to speak with Jesse. So hope to see you all there. Goodbye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.